Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. We're here going to be taking a look at the T-34-85 Victory, which is a rare Tier 6 premium medium tank. So, let me just actually unlock another one of these things, because, you know, redesigned equipment is perfect, working as intended. But yeah, so, we're going to take a look at this vehicle, which is the T-34-85 Victory. I like that. And what is it? Well, it's a T-34 with a special paint job, T-34-85 with a special paint job. I don't have anywhere close to the T-34-85, actually, normally. As you can see, I'm way far away from the T-34-85. So I can't directly compare it, but we can compare it to something, for example, the Fury, and we'll compare it to the AC-4, why not? So, taking a look, 31% protection, 51% firepower, 67% shot effectiveness, 62% maneuverability. So it's got pretty good of these three, but not so much of protection. Firepower actually is a bit lacking, but 930 hit points. So compared to something like the Panzer IV-S, it's got 950. Fury has got 980. AC-4 has got 970. So it's got the lowest amount of any other of my Tier 6 mediums. Let's just take a quick look at the 3002M, which has got 1005, so that's got a lot of HP for its tier. But so it hasn't got that great hit points. The armour as well, not that great. 45, 45, 40, 90, 75, 52. So the turret is actually pretty decent. 90 at the front of the turret, that's pretty good. But the hull, 45, it's sloped, however. It's sloped at about a 45-degree angle or something, so it's 45 with a 45-degree slope. So the armour will bounce things. The weak spot, of course, is the machine gunner's port there. For the turret, it's of course the commander's cupola there. That's the weak point there. But the armour is decent enough. The turret is definitely the best part of it. But you know, the armour will bounce things, especially side scraping, increasing that angle, things like that. As for the maneuverability, it weighs 33.33 tons with a 520 horsepower engine, which gives it a 54 km/h top speed. So, yeah, compared to something like the Panzer IV-S, which has got a 30-ton limit with only a 440 engine power, means it only has 44 km/h. The EZ-8 is a 34-ton tank with a 520 horsepower engine, which doesn't go as fast. The AC-4 Sentinel as well, 31 tons with a 520 horsepower with a 56 km/h top speed. So it's on par with several other tanks. Let's just take a look at the VK here. 41-ton tank with a 700 horsepower engine, so it weighs a bit more, but it does have a more beefy engine. So yeah, it's got a decent maneuverability there. 50 degrees per second reverse speed, 47 degrees per second turret reverse means that you can easily outturn heavy tanks and things if you get into those close range combat there. As for the engine, 15% chance of foreign impact. The turret here, 240 meter view range, yeah. As for the suspension, it doesn't have that great load limit actually. It weighs right now 33 tons. Yep, 33.33. Only has a 35.30 ton load limit, so it's only got 2 or so tons for mounting equipment. If we had the old equipment system, because you know. But now we come to the gun, which is a 85mm Zis S53. Has an 8 round per minute, which is not that quick compared to something like the 75, which has got a 12.94, or indeed the 75 on the Fury, which has got an 11.76. Then again, it is a larger caliber gun to these other tanks, which is why it has got a slower rate of fire, but it does more average damage, 200 average damage with AP and APCR. However, standard penetration without the calibrated shells means that you only get 126 penetration with armour piercing, and 167 with APCR, which means that penetration is a bit lacking for its tier, even with the calibrated shells which give +6 to penetration. It's still not as good as the 75 on the Panzer IV Schmalter, or indeed the 75 on the Fury. But then again, the Fury again doesn't actually have that much penetration there. 134 with the calibrated shells. I mean, the AC4 Sentinel has got 145 average pen, so even with calibrated shells, it's not that great. And you have to sacrifice a goddamn gun rammer because, you know, wargaming. But yeah, so as for the rest of the gun, 0.37 dispersion, which isn't that great, but the aim time is it's all right. 4.7 second aim time. It's not that bad. It's sort of on par with other guns. And that's that for the upgrades. As for the equipment, well, you know, they've redesigned the entirety of the equipment, which is stupid, really. And so, yeah, that's a problem. But I would suggest calibrated shells to increase your penetration. Then protected modules, because, you know, protected modules is something that everyone's going to mount. Coated optics, because that's what everyone's going to mount. I would probably say supercharge over the gun laying drive, although 4.2 seconds aim time, compared to the Schmalter, got a 3.3 second aim time. Fury's got a 4.5 seconds aim time. The VK has got a 4.2 second aim time. And the AC4's got a 4.3 second aim time, so it's slightly above average maybe, or slightly below average that of other guns. But you could either go with supercharge or gun laying drive. Then I would go with improved assembly for the extra HP, because you do have a rather low amount of HP in this tank. Then engine accelerator to increase your to get up to your top speed quicker. And then possibly either refined gun or vertical stabilizer, maybe refined gun perhaps to get down to 3.35 accuracy maybe. And then your choice of either of those, and your choice of either of those I literally do not know. As for crew, not much you can say about crew. Crew works differently in this. As for ammo loadout, carry 60 rounds, and with your lowish penetration, you'll probably want to carry around some APCR shells for when you need it. As for consumables, you've got your standard repair, first aid, fire extinguisher. Then you got engine power boost and adrenaline, plus 20% engine power for 15 seconds, and plus 20% to low speed and 10% chance of damaging enemy vehicle modules for 15 seconds on your adrenaline. And then you've got the multi-purpose restoration pack. I literally cannot be bothered to explain why I don't go with any of these things, and I prefer to go with the 3 normal things, but you can watch through any other earlier review to hear that. And then as for provisions, you've got standard fuel and approved fuel for plus 3 or 10% respectively to engine power turret reverse. Then you've got condensed milk or extra combat rations for plus 3 or 10% respectively to crew mastery. And then you've got protective kit, 15% of protection of crew from injuries, 10% speed on module repair, 20% fire protection, and 10% ammo and fuel tank durability. You can mount them if you want. So overall, it looks like a solid medium tank. I reckon it probably plays a lot like the regular T-34-85, except it has got a nice, cooler paint job on it. A bit like the Fury, which has got its own special camouflage. Then this has got its own sort of unique paint job there. They have a lot of these tanks actually, and I quite like them. But yeah, so that was the T-34-85 Victory. It's a rare tank to see, and yeah, it's a sort of solid T-34-85. So I'll thank you for watching, and goodbye.